So that's how it's done. Oh, g'day. Tonight, something very special. It's going to be the second of our 10th birthday episodes of the Adelaide Show podcast, and the flavour tonight is very much in the style of Bazza, Pilko and Plussy, but instead we have Steve, Brett and Colin. Yes, they're back to meander through some memories, play some snippets, have a bit of fun. But first, let's have some video memories of what it was all like with so who would be Bazza? I think I was Bazza. I think Brett was more Pilko. And Colin, well, that's just me. I'm Colin. Did Colin exist? Oh, yes. He's a mythical creature who's actually real, as you're about to see. There is a very weird bit of video here from our surreal Adelaide episode too, so keep an eye and an ear out for that, but protect your mind.
Exterminate! Exterminate!
Hello, Doctor, we meet again.
Do you know who you reminded me of? The guy from Dirty Dancing.
Oh, Patrick
Swayze.
Yes.
Yes. Is he dead?
Yes. Yes.
A spitting image.
There we go. Love you too.
The winter wind and the summer wind, they come rolling by.
There you go. That works.
What else was there? You are the wind beneath my wings. Imagine being a ventriloquist country singing act. Amazing. Trailer horse orange. Actually, the beautiful thing about that, you don't even have to know the words of the song.
You wouldn't need to. Just...
We've heard tonight in episode 25 of Another Boring Thursday Night in Adelaide that Brett Molly Monton supposedly has this amazing cricket heritage. We can't afford to do a CSI-style test on his genes to see if it's true, but there is one test that you can rely on Steve Davis, cricket umpire extraordinaire, to perform, and that's with the ball. So let's do it. Here is the first ball, no rehearsals, no nothing. Is Brett Monton really cricket stock? Oh, and did you hear that? That is out.
Do you know Leonard Cohen wears a cap like that at the moment?
Does he?
He's 80. Can you tell us the story of the cap?
I was in Maya recently buying some tops and just saw a couple of hats.
And you're a literalist?
Yeah.
And you thought, well, what's the highest thing that can go on my body?
Absolutely. So I just thought I'd try wearing a hat.
It actually suits him quite nicely, doesn't it?
I also like it when it's on this way too.
It's the Cockney gangster.
Yeah. I like that.
Oh, yes. It evokes all sorts of things. You almost look like looks like a duckbill. A teenage mutant ninja turtle.
Oh.
And I mean that in the nicest possible way.
Colin.
I'm just doing a demonstration of the colour of tonight's wine. You ready? Here we go. Look at that. It's like flat beer or liquid honey. And slightly higher alcohol content this week in the drink of the week.
Muscat.
Muscat this week, yes.
So we are, this week, the Three Musketeers.
Aha!
Self-crying, talking, sleeping, walking, living dog.
Living dog.
Adelaide.
Visa.
Council.
This week we'll be talking to Brett Clemo from the Committee for Adelaide.
Brett Clemo?
Brett Clemo? No, I'm thinking of Brett. He's an actor, Brett Clemo. Can we do that again?
No, this is live.
No, you can't. I bought a bottle of Andrew Garrett wine the other day, but because the guy who served me had a bald head, I referred to it as a Peter Garrett. And I think it was a subliminal. I think it was a subliminal thing.
Sparkling burgundy against the nod.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's sent back for the winery.
Basket press! Basket press! And also Luana, an exercise physiologist who works a lot with veterans, and a few tips on how to prepare for the Anzac Day march.
I thought he said tips. And we'll also, speaking of Anzac Day, be looking at Anzac Day, the very first Anzac Day, which was held in Adelaide.
And it's bizarre, really, what
Wait
Adelaide
till you
put
hear
on in 1915.
1915, you just wait. It'll knock your socks off.
You can listen to us at boringadelaide.com.au or download us on any of the podcast players that you use. Just type and search for Another Boring Thursday Night in Adelaide. Oh, and one person has asked us in the Visa Council to do our show topless. Shall we?
They're not ready for that.
They're not ready for that yet.
Not
We'll
until you've
work-
got the wide angle lens.
We get Luana in again and do some more exercise physiology between now and summer. That's our goal by December 31.
One of
topless
us
podcast.
will be buff.
Yes. And I vote for
Charlie.
Well, we've got a bit of a discussion about retail price matching. And Adelaide's Yesterdays is going to look back at a time when Sunday wasn't appropriate for bike riding.
And Brett, you and I get down and deep into the history of Don Dunstan.
And we have a chat with the author of the new biography for Don Dunstan, Intimacy and Liberty.
And it's a fascinating story. We find out more about South Australia than I ever knew.
And we're also going to be talking about the fallout from our chat last week with Adelaide Law Mayor Stephen Yarwood.
Brett Monton. I'm just going to stand here and look at you for a bit. What's a memory that springs to your mind of the weekly podcast recording?
The Christmas dinner that we had with everyone around the table, the live recording that was pretty cool. The Christmas pageant one that we did prior to that was very, very funny. A couple of weeks ago we did the surreal one, that was quite bizarre. Just generally being involved in the podcast, learning a lot, and how much work you put into it, Steve, week after week, pulling the articles together and getting people organised, and then the post-mixing after the recording, after Colin and I or whoever does a completely shambolic job of keeping it on track.
Good man.
Good night, Don.
Good night, Brett.
Good night, Colin.
Good night, Colin.
I'm speechless. Do you like my hat? It's Colin dressed by AJ Davis this evening.
Yeah, lady, yeah, lady, yeah, lady, who?